After those long dark nights, now my world is bright. Islam is my sight. Now I found the light. After those long dark nights, now my world is bright. Islam is my sight. Now my world is bright. Islam is my sight.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome once more to Straight Path. I'm your host Abdullah McIntosh, and in this week's episode we're going to be focusing on bad behavior in Islamic society. Now Islam obviously came as the pure religion, the one religion that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordained for all of his creation. And with time, obviously, that has, the religion itself has not changed, but yet the Muslims who are practicing it, unfortunately, have changed the way they are practicing. And we have many behaviors and many practices that have crept into our societies that really have no place when we look at it through the eyes of Islam. In this episode, we're going to be looking at those behaviors. What are they and why are they here? And of course, as ever, trying to provide you at home with the right solutions. With me in the studio, after a very long time, is Dr. Mamdouh Mohammed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Doctor, now you are an international education consultant, both in the US and the Middle East. Welcome to the show, and we look forward to discussing at length. Me. Thank you very much. And two guests I have here with me, Shady Abu Yusuf, who is an English trainer here in Egypt, and Junaid Dar, who's a civil engineer, and he is studying Arabic here as well. Welcome to both of you to the show for the first time.
Thank you very much.
Shady, now you've been obviously living in Muslim society all your life.
Yeah.
What sort of things have you seen, and what would you like to ask the doctor from what you've experienced and seen in your life growing up in a Muslim society?
Well, actually, through my experience of working with the students, I believe that the problem is in education. Like, Islam is not really involved in education. Yes, the subject is there, but it's not taught as it should be. Okay, students don't care about it. Why? Because the marks that you get from the subject finally are not going to be added. This is how they think. So they don't look at it as, like a religion that they should learn. So this leads us to a situation in which, like, you've got generations who know nothing about the religions. They need to depend on other sources.
In fact, this is how they look at education across the board. In fact, knowledge across the board, they look at it in terms of results, and they don't necessarily study it for the knowledge in itself.
Well, exactly. Now this is part of the problem. This problem appears, clearly when you have something like a test, and the students are going to this test to answer questions on Islamic religion. And then, one of the students is having like a piece of paper, a piece from the Holy Quran, okay, and he's trying to cheat from it. And then he sees someone coming, and what he does is that he threw the paper under the desk. We saw this happening many times. Well, actually, I don't blame the student because nobody taught him really.
SubhanAllah. Doctor, Shady, one of the things that Doctor mentioned is the idea of the environment influencing the people in a negative way. And in fact, it's not just about the environment is influencing in a negative way. In fact, it's not just because generally things are happening. Actually, people who are perhaps the furthest away from Deen, often from Islam, often in these countries, they are being promoted to the highest levels. What effect do you think that has on the general Muslim population when they see this spread?
Well, really, this is like, it affects the society in a very bad way. Now, first of all, because you take people who are very away from Islam, who are not related somehow to Islam. They could be Muslims, but I mean, the truth is that they don't believe in the ethics of Islam, and they don't stop at this stage. Like they keep working on deforming, okay, the figures, the Islamic figures, Okay, they try to tell lies about Muslims, and they try to picture them in a very bad way. And the problem that we were talking about education, so we don't have real Islamic education in schools, and students just watch TV. This is the source of knowledge, and they watch that on TV all the time, all the time. A Muslim is a human being. Like, he's not a saint. Like a Muslim makes mistakes. We don't deny that, you know. But the problem is that you get the mistakes and you just shed the light on that. And you make like a big thing out of it. Like, I'm sorry to tell that, but I read in a newspaper, and that was something like a bit of news, that a Muslim, okay, killed his neighbor, or someone killed his neighbor because he didn't go to Al-Fajr prayer. And that was funny, because I said, you're not supposed to say a Muslim here. You're supposed to say a crazy man did it. Because why do you say a Muslim? Because anybody did that, he's a crazy man. Yes.
Doctor,
Now my world is bright. Islam is my sight. Now I found the light after those long dark nights. Now my world is bright. Islam is my sight.